Good morning! One thing we all seem to have in common is the difficulty of getting this little thing in that little thing. Things might not be as bad as it all seems. Your average golf pro on an average day will only hole 50% of 10-foot putts. Now it doesn't seem that way on TV because we're watching the leaders who are shooting a 62 or a 63. We aren't watching the guy who shot 79 on Thursday and an 81 on Friday and went home early. The difficulty we have is reading the green, getting the speed correct, and then having a stroke that isn't too wobbly so we can actually get the ball in the hole. And you need all three of those things. No point having speed and direction if this thing is a bit shaky in your hands. Or this can be rock steady and you just hit it too hard through the break. What I have noticed though is amateur golfers now taking up the habits of professional golfers. They're watching what they see on TV and they are copying. And the strange thing is, the higher the handicap, it seems to be the more likely they're going to copy what the professionals do. So I'm going to set myself up a 30-footer here to this flag, uphill. It's going to be right to left before I even look at it. And we'll see what's the difference between myself and then myself following the professional golfer's habits. What do you think? You tell me what you think the difference is between what I do and what these high handicappers are copying and what they do. So setting myself up at 30 feet, and we will assume that I have not seen any of my playing partners, but it's my turn to go first. So the first job is to mark and check the ball isn't covered in mud. I can very easily see that this is uphill and it is right to left. Now it's just a case of determining how much. So I imagine the ball rolling over the ground and how much it's turning, and I keep looking at it until I can see the ball go in the hole. Now if somebody else is putting, I will still do this. I will do this while they're putting, and then when it's my turn to go, I'm ready. Couple of practice strokes to get a feel of the length, and apart from being a few inches short, that was bang on. So let's go back and do it the professional way. So we put a marker down and we check the ball for mud, but the marker stays in place. I'm just going to put the line on the ball more or less where I want it, and of course now we get into this routine. Now the only problem with this is I'm not actually walking up the line of the putt. I'm walking to the left of the line of the putt. In fact, my right foot is on the line of my putt, and if you're not careful as you're doing this, you've just walked over somebody else's line as you get closer to the hole. People who do this can be a real pain in the arse, to be honest, as they stomp all over your line, and very foolishly they're stomping all over their own. So now we do the finger pointing, because we've got to point our fingers for some bizarre reason. And now that we've actually picked a point to aim at, we've got to line up the line on the ball. So we're going to use the putter here as to point at where we think we want to go. And this takes a bit of doing. It takes a little bit of time, this does. And the trouble with all this routine is you kind of like forget what the aim of this is to do. And the aim is to roll that ball up there for a tap in. You're so caught up in the process of pointing this line in the right direction, then you've almost forgot that you're actually supposed to be hitting a putt here. And we're still not happy, so obviously we need to mark it again and adjust it again. And I've seen this a number of times, and it's well, I want to fall asleep while I'm watching this. And the strange thing is, we don't play on smooth and fast greens all year. We play on winter greens, which are cut very long, or rather not cut. And then we have 2 rounds of scarifying, holotining and sanding. We aren't playing on the greens that the pros play on. In fact, our greens compared to the pros' greens are very poor. When I play at a decent golf course, I hole a lot of putts from 6 to 10 feet. On English greens, your average English green, as you can see, this one is burnt from the dry weather this year. It has been treated, it has been sanded. It's a little slow because they can't cut it tight because of the dry weather. The chances of me getting anything in are rather slim. So I think the difference there is glaringly obvious. By making a quick decision, by reading the line with my eyes, I can actually see the line and I can imagine the ball travelling along that line. There's no mechanics, there's no mathematics in what I do, and it seems to work best. And believe me, I was really trying to follow it on that second putt, but the huge difference is I get round the golf course in under 3.5 hours and the other guy takes 5.25. And yes, I have played a round of golf with a guy like that, and it does take 5.25. Ta-ra.